Alright folks, we are going to talk about hammers a little bit. What we have, why we have so many of them, and the purpose of them. This here is our body kit. We have a little body kit hammer set. This is Amazon. It does get used. You know, we're going to do the specialty hammers first. They all get used. Not a lot. I don't do a lot of metal body work when it was banging out. Got all the little adapters in there for it. But when I do need it, it's there. Next specialty hammer. This one. Not even too sure what kind of hammer this is. Squared off head, tapers down. I use a lot to driving pins through. And if I need a small blunt force, instead of using a punch, I use this. It saves my fingers. Then we have this one. All steel, handle and all. I keep this head bevel down this side. And this side, I haven't fixed yet, but these are two of my specialty hammers. Now we'll get the minis out. My little mini ball bearing hammer for tight places. My not so mini ball bean when things go bad in a tight spot and I have to get it out. Look at that, 5.5 inches long. The head is 1 3/4 and total length is 8.5. That's definitely the minis. All right. Next are our rubber mallets, smaller and larger. Then we got the extra large. I've used this one some, as you can see, but not a lot. This set here is a set of 5 from Amazon. I've had it now for about a few months, and I get used quite often. It comes with 2 ball bearing hammers, 16 and a 32. They both feel nice in the hand, so I definitely use them. They call this a sludge. I call this moving shit real quick. It's 3 pounds, and it definitely moves things. And so is this one. This is more of a mini sludge to me, or another enforcer. I don't use these two very often because I do have the older ones. I would say the true sludge hammer gets used more than the other one does. Here's an older sludge hammer we use quite often. We got our ball beans, all wooden handles. This is maybe a 12, 16, and maybe a 32. But they are the hammers we used. This set here, well, that's not the whole set. We got our dead blues. The red ones are on it from Amazon. Dead blow, well, it's not dead blow, it's a ball bean, 16 ounce. 27 ounce dead blow, and I think it's a 32 ounce dead blow. This is a Harbor Freight. My oldest dead blow I have at the shop. It's been a couple of years. It does get used a lot. This one does get used, nowhere near as much. And then that one. I will post a link to them hammers and these hammers here in the description. This set was not expensive, and it's a great set. It's a 5-piece set, and it's just a great little set. I would say the only one that I don't really use very often is this one. We have the welding hammer, which gets used quite often. Not fancy. And the bigger sledgehammer that I use way more than I use these two. But this is my oldest sledgehammer I have, and I just so used to using it. The head's a little bit bigger on the older one than the newer one. That's a 3 pound. This may be just a little over. But that's my hammers. Why we have so many, I don't know. We just do. I guess we don't like being very far away from a hammer. You're never going to know where you're going to need it. My favorite hammers would be this one, for sure. Where'd it go? And this one, for sure. And a lot of times when I use this, I'm driving a pin through or something like that and using this as a punch, where I'll put this in there and I'll smack the hell out of this end. And it works just fine. I have had like this and use this end to smack down on it. You get in a tight spot, try and get a bolt out. You know, you try to get a punch in there. A lot of times you end up smacking your hand, not this. You know, if you're putting a bolt through a bushing, you put it up there and you just smack it while you're holding on the handle. So I love it for that reason. Next would be my dead blows. My dead blows get used a lot. The ball bean hammers are not bad, and the rubber mounts, they get used quite a bit. I mean, you can definitely see that there's some wear and tear on them. So, you know, these two sledgehammers just don't get used very often. Not to say they don't, they just don't get used a lot. But that's a little video on our hammers. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Later, folks.